Morning, sunshine. Did I wake you? Another late night, I bet.
Hey, Dad. Actually, no, I was awake. I mean, it was a late night and I was always at the bar. But I woke up early today. Just been lying here thinking.
Have you been sleeping okay lately? I'm not trying to be nosy. Guess I'm just catching up with you after all these years you've been gone.
Not really, but that's nothing new for me.
A guilty conscience? Or just too much coffee and cigarettes, maybe?
How about a little bit of both? Isn't that a hell of a thing?
Runs in the family. Let my boys be honest. So what is it?
No, nothing new. Just thinking about Scarlett, as usual.
Ah, yes. Scarlett, of course. I wish I could have gotten to meet her. She sounds like she sure was something.
Yeah, well, she was.
I guess we really weren't in each other's lives then.
Yeah, sorry about that.
You've said sorry enough. Well, it's good to have you back in town. It's been a long time, son. You've experienced a lot out there, haven't you? A lot of rough roads you've traveled.
Yeah, Dad. A lot of rough roads.
Well, I just can't tell you, son, how happy I am to... Well, you know.
I know, Dad. It's okay. We both feel the same way. We don't have to always say it.
Well, I guess we just thought the worst of each other for a long time.
It's all over now, Dad. I'm back.
For good? Sorry, I know you don't know that. I don't want to put pressure on you. So what about her? What about Scarlett? Are you seeing her again? Seeing ghosts?
Are you saying that she was just a figment of my imagination?
Never, but sometimes an old love can feel that way, can't they? Like they never existed, maybe.
It was a brief marriage followed by a long haunting.
I know the feeling.
Mom?
Yeah, your mother and I, we just weren't meant to be. It was a crazy few years. How is she? Is she still on the commune?
Yep, still traveling around with the hippie festivals, selling jewelry and whatever else.
The fish shows still?
Yep, those two.
She was always so talented with that jewelry. I still have a bracelet she made me, from way back when, you know?
Really? I'd like to see that.
Don't tell Mary Louise, though, okay? Do me that favor? I don't think my old lady would appreciate me keeping that around.
It's between us, Dad.
Thanks. Sometimes we hold on to the past, we hold on too tight. But sometimes it's nice to have a little keepsake.
Like a wedding band?
That is something I don't have.
What did you do with it?
Well, I figured I would try pawning it, but I got lowballed everywhere I went.
Pawn shops are one big racket.
That they are. So I tried selling it to some guy I knew down at the bar who was getting married, but that didn't work either.
Why not?
The girl ended up leaving him at the altar. I can't say that I blamed the girl. The guy was a mess and a half.
So what did you end up doing with it?
I got drunk one night and chucked it off the Blue Goose Bridge.
Well, that'll do it too. I tossed my wedding band out of a moving Greyhound bus.
That'll work too. So, did y'all at least have a ceremony?
Yeah, we'd been traveling at the time, on the road. We stopped in Reno for the night. The king made it official.
You mean, the king?
Well, an Elvis impersonator.
I would have loved to have been there.
Me too.
So, tell me a little more about it. Tell me a little more about her.
What do you want to know?
I don't know, about your journey. Where it all began with Scarlett.
God, where it all began? It began on the side of the road, I guess.
Hey, Scarlett, do I, have the right number?
You very well might, Jack. I was hoping that you'd reach out. How are you?
I'm good, and I'm very glad that you didn't give me a fake number. That was my biggest fear.
Oh, well, I meant to, but I got it confused with my real one, so...
Oh, right. That makes a lot of sense. I'm sure that's something that happens to you all the time.
Not too often at all, actually. I don't give my number out to everyone, believe it or not.
No, I don't think you do. I was just kidding.
No, it's okay. But, I was thinking about you.
Really? You were? In what way?
About how you looked on the side of the road waiting for that bus, the rain pouring down on you.
And what did I look like?
Like a stray dog.
A stray dog? Great.
A stray dog just begging for my help.
Well, I guess I was, and you gave it to me. Thank you for that. It's not very often that people help out strangers these days.
What can I say? I have a soft heart, and you were cute.
You ought to get that checked out, and so are you.
No, I'll be okay.
So, listen.
Yes? I'm listening.
Let me take you to lunch to thank you. You dropped me off so quickly, I didn't really get a chance to thank you properly.
Well, I guess we could do that, sure. When do you want to go?
How about now?
Oh, now?
What's wrong with now? Do you have someplace to be?
I guess not. Okay, yeah, sure. What the hell?
All right, great. Where do you want to go?
There's a great lunch place downtown, Ezekiel's. Have you ever heard of it?
Oh, yeah, that super fancy place I see all the business people in.
Well, I guess so, yeah. I mean, it's not that fancy.
I looked at the menu once, $25 for soup.
Is that a lot?
Oh, I grew up kind of poor, so I guess that seems a little bit, outrageous to me.
Oh, you did? I'm sorry to hear that. That sounds awful.
So from that statement, I take it you grew up with money.
Well, I guess my parents did okay. I mean, we did have a lake house.
You mean like a second house?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
I'm sorry. I guess that is sort of a lot, isn't it? I'm not really aware of these things sometimes. I'm trying to be better at it.
No, it's okay. I don't feel bad about it or anything. It is what it is,
Who were your parents?
Well, my parents were not really together for very long. My mom was kind of a hippie.
Oh, really? That's cool.
Yeah, well, I guess. My dad was delivering a shipment of powdered milk to their little commune. When he got the truck back to the station and opened the back doors, he found her in the back.
She was a stowaway?
Yeah, she was trying to escape. It's not that it was a terrible place, I guess, but it was just, well, she was kind of flaky, flighty. I guess borderline personality disorder is the actual name for it.
Oh, wow. I'm so sorry. That's so hard. My aunt is bipolar, so I kind of understand.
Yeah, thanks. It's tough. We didn't talk for a really long time, but things are a lot better now.
What about your dad? Do you talk to him?
On and off. I don't currently, though, no. We aren't really getting along.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
It's okay. He's a difficult guy. He's always with some woman or another, working some job or another, sometimes drinking, sometimes not. You know the type. Or, I guess you might not.
No, maybe I don't.
Maybe we're from different worlds, I'm getting the feeling.
Yeah, but there's nothing wrong with that. I love to meet all sorts of people. I think you should learn from everybody, right? People are beautiful.
Some are, sure, I guess so.
Yeah, everyone is.
You are.
Come on, Jack.
Sorry, is that moving too fast?
Yes, but I'll take the compliment. And I do want to have lunch, and I don't care where we have it, okay?
That sounds good. Want to pick me up?
Well, you know where I live.
So, she had a problem with you being a poor boy, huh? With a deadbeat for a daddy?
No, Dad, that's not what she thought. I'm sorry if I gave you that impression.
Actually, she really wanted to meet you. It's fine. Most of that is true anyway. I was very far from perfect. But she was from money, huh? And you still couldn't figure out a way to work it out?
Yeah, well, sometimes it isn't always your choice,
So it was hers?
Well, I guess it was no one, but I guess we didn't really meet under the best of circumstances.
What are you talking about? It sounds like a really sweet story to me. You standing on the side of the road waiting for the bus for the East Coast in the rain?
Yeah, but, I was trying to be a supposed artist at the time, and she was, well, soon to be divorced.
Wait, she was married when you first met?
Yep. I never told you that, did I?
No, you didn't.
I guess you could say that I helped her decide to get it finalized. He wasn't a good guy, but the type of guy that her parents would have preferred she be with.
Oh, so that was a part of it too then, huh? They didn't approve of your poor family either?
Scarlett didn't care either way, but her parents, well, yeah, they were not too fond of me, to be honest.
So who was this ex-husband of hers?
The son of a real estate developer.
Okay, well that's all you had to say.
Her parents weren't too happy with us either, so we headed out west.
Hello, my love. Where are you? I awoke and you had abandoned me.
Buying snacks for the road, Shakespeare. You were snoring so loud I think you woke the whole motel up, so I had to get out.
Whoops. I guess you'll have to get used to that.
I wonder if Elvis snores.
The real Elvis or the impersonator that married us?
Wait, I thought that guy was the real Elvis.
Oh, yeah, that's right, I forgot. You believe in that sort of thing.
What sort of thing is that?
Conspiracies and stuff.
Hey, only the fun ones. UFOs, the moon landing, the Kennedy assassination.
Well, those are the big three. Hey, what about Bigfoot?
Come on, are you serious?
What?
Bigfoot is hardly a conspiracy.
Okay, then what is he?
He's his own man, out on his own, doing his thing. There's no conspiracy there. The definition of a conspiracy has to be more than one person.
Well, how do you know there's not more than one Bigfoot?
I guess I don't. You have a lot to learn, husband.
Well, I'm looking forward to it, wife. So what's next? Where are we going to go?
Well, California isn't far.
I've never been.
You've never been to California? Are you serious?
Honey, I've never been to Nevada. I've never been to any of the states that we've been through.
I guess I forgot how little traveling you've done, but now we can do it together.
Yes, we can. Drive this car as far as we can, right?
That's right, babe. We have a tank full of gas in each other, and no one can hold us back now.
Scarlett, I never thought that I'd find anybody like you. Somebody that I could leave the world behind with.
I know. Me either. I thought that I was going to be stuck in one life forever, one track heading to the inevitable. But now, here we are.
And here we go. Well, it sounds like you two were deeply in love. Almost puts a tear to my eyes, to be honest.
Oh, we were. Very much so. There was no one else like her, at least not to me, Dad. And there never will be.
Oh, come on, you don't know that. There's plenty of fish in the sea.
Yeah, fish in the sea, but every fish is different, right?
A fish is a fish.
A fish is not a fish, and I found that out.
I'm not sure what we're talking about now, but I guess those first few years are always the best. At least usually. That's the way it was with your mother and I.
Those were the only years for you guys. And I guess those are going to be the only ones for us, too. Things really do happen in cycles, huh, Dad?
Hey, don't torture yourself. It's not worth it, believe me. I've gone down that path way too many times.
Yeah, I know, Dad.
I guess I wish I'd been around to help you out with that. Maybe tell you about my experiences. I can't help but think that maybe would have helped at the time.
It's okay, Dad, really. You can stop saying things like that. I absolve you.
Well, okay. So, things were going so well, so what the hell happened?
I guess it was a few years later when things started getting bad. We'd put down roots again for a while, but eventually the road was calling us again. So we saved up enough money to hit it for a while.
Scarlett, where are you?
I'm in the diner. Don't come in here.
But why not? What are you so upset about this time?
This time? What do you mean this time? I'm always upset these days.
Yeah, and I guess I just don't understand it. I was hoping maybe you could finally enlighten me.
Come on, you know.
But we talked about this. It was only one time. And that's why we went on this trip, right? To reconnect, to finally figure out this thing once and for all.
This thing? By that do you mean our marriage?
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, what else do you call it? That's what it is to you now, right? A thing, a beast to be reckoned with.
Oh, please, stop with the dramatics.
Yeah, that's right. I'm the dramatic one.
Yeah, you kind of are. Ever since we left, it's been one thing after another. You're just so overbearing.
Like how? Like me trying to deal with our relationship, me bringing up painful topics?
Yes, exactly, Jack. Maybe I'm not ready to deal with a lot of it yet.
I told you, she meant nothing to me. She was just some girl.
And how does that make it any better?
Well, it's not like you were necessarily available at the time either, Scarlett.
You know that I was with my family dealing with my dad's will.
Yeah, it was your family and money coming between us again.
Jack?
Yeah, Scarlett?
Can we be honest with each other? Maybe for once in a long time?
I think that would probably be good. I think we both need to be on the same page.
Okay, well, this is going to be very hard to say, but...
But, let me say it for you, because I think that we're both feeling the same way.
Okay, what is it then?
That it's maybe time for us to end.
End?
You know.
Yeah, I do. I think we both agree that that's best.
What we had was so special for such a long time.
No one can take that away from us, Jack. Maybe we let other stuff get between us, and we both messed up along the way.
I'm sorry, Scarlett.
I am too. I'll always love you.
I'll always love you too.
Maybe we'll meet again someday. On that old avenue where I found you?
Yeah, maybe.
Well, gosh, damn, Jack, that's heartbreaking.
The car broke down a few miles down the road, so we abandoned it and both hitched. Separately. Can you believe that?
Where did she end up?
I don't really know. Last I heard, the Northwest, way up there. But who knows by now, she was a rambling girl.
The ground beneath her is always moving, eh?
Yep.
Well, I suppose it takes one to know one.
It certainly does, and we knew each other as well as any two people could.
I was talking about you and I.
Oh, well, I guess that too, Dad.
So is that when you ended up in the Great North Woods, in New Orleans, the fishing boat? I want to hear that stuff.
You're really interested in that stuff, aren't you?
I'm interested in the parts where you're alone. I guess because I was alone for so long as well, I know the landscape, so to speak.
Well, I was definitely alone for a long time. I went deep into those woods, literally and figuratively.
So it was a logger's town, huh?
Yeah, loggers and their families, but mostly single guys there for 6 months for the job. Guys on the road running from something, either the law themselves or a woman.
So, Guys like you, then.
Basically, yeah. And some of those dudes were pretty rough customers. Drug dealers, ex-cons, real tough guys.
So what were you doing?
Well, I definitely wasn't cutting down trees, if that's what you were asking.
You're my son. I know you aren't one for that kind of work. You take after me.
Well, you'd be right. I was a cook in a little restaurant there in town, a breakfast place.
Oh, yeah? I was going to say that doesn't sound too bad, but in fact, it sounds like hell on earth.
For a while, it was all right, but then, well, I met my boss's wife.
Uh-oh.
She was beautiful, Dad. A redhead.
Your mother was a redhead. Still is, I reckon.
Let's not bring Dr. Freud into it.
Sorry.
She was wearing capri jeans and heels, red toenails with a small gold anklet. The fluorescent lights were reflecting off of it, a solid pink beam. I thought I was seeing some sort of ethereal vision.
Boy, what do they put in the pancake batter up there?
Anyway, I never did like it all that much anyway, and after I met her, one day the axe just fell. Jack, are you at your apartment?
Yes, Susie, I'm home. Where are you?
I'm in bed, lying next to Chuck.
Is he snoring and farting at the same time as usual?
Yes, he's a natural modern marvel, and one that I need to get away from as soon as I possibly can.
You've been in this town your whole life.
You don't understand, Jack. I've barely left the state ever in my entire life.
Ever? But how old are you?
You know it's not polite to ask a woman that.
Oh, I know. I'm sorry. Where are my manners?
It's okay. I'm only giving you a hard time. I've been married to Chuck for 8 years, and he's brought me flowers twice, Jack. Twice. We've been having our whatever this is.
Affair?
Okay, yes, affair for 8 months now, and you've already bought me flowers 3 times. And there's nowhere I can even put them, Jack. I can't keep them at home. I can't even keep them in my car.
I'm sorry.
Come on, don't apologize for buying me flowers.
Well, then I won't.
You mean you bought me more? Oh, come on, Jack.
Just one more, and please promise me that you'll put them in your house.
You know I can't promise that.
But they'll be the last. Forever.
Forever?
I'm leaving, Susie.
Where are you going? What do you mean?
I can't be here anymore. It's time for me to move on.
But what about me? What about us?
I care about you, Susie, but you're married to my boss.
You told me that's never stopped you before.
Yeah, well, those days are behind me. Maybe I'm trying to learn from my mistakes.
And maybe I'm trying to make some.
I'm leaving next week, Susie. I'm sorry.
Take me with you, please, Jack. We can run away from this town together. Just leave it all behind.
I can't do that, Susie. I can't risk breaking your heart like I broke hers.
You mean that girl's? The one from your past?
Yeah, I can never forgive myself.
But you have to, Jack. You can't beat yourself up forever.
Don't you have one? I mean, the one that got away.
I think that I'm about to have mine.
I'm sorry, Susie.
I'm sorry too, Jack. I've not been totally honest with you.
What do you mean?
Well, I mean, it's Chuck. I think he knows about us.
What do you mean he knows?
The flowers. I think he smelled them in my car, and then, well, he just picked up on us. And I'm afraid of what he might do to you. That's why I need to come with you, Jack. Don't you see?
I guess I'll be packing tonight then.
What do you mean?
I mean, I'll have to leave as soon as I can.
Please, Jack, take me with you, please!
I can't, Susie. I'm a loner, don't you see? It's my calling. It's my destiny. It's the only way I know.
Okay, Jack, I understand. But please, never forget me.
I could never forget you, Susie. I promise.
You've given me a hope for a world outside of all this. I want you to know that.
I'll see you again someday, Susie.
Goodbye, Jack.
So, did you ever hear from her again? Or her husband?
No, never again.
Wow, you're sure to attract them, aren't you?
I guess I will take after my old man.
Well, I didn't want to say it, but it's true.
So I drifted down to where the women are even more mysterious, to New Orleans.
A beautiful town.
It is, if you're actually staying in it, but I saw it from the water mostly, just the coast. I was working for a while on a fishing boat, lucky to be employed.
A fishing boat, really? Now that is some serious hard work. I worked on a boat once when I was a kid for a summer, and it dang near kicked my keister.
And it definitely taught me what I was made of, and it wasn't much, I found out. Nothing much except lonesomeness.
Lonesome in New Orleans, huh?
That boat was lonely. I couldn't relate to any of those guys. They were reading pornography. I was reading Proust.
Ah, so they thought you were a fancy boy, huh?
And it didn't help that I couldn't understand a word they were saying to me.
Pretty Cajun accents, huh?
Oh yeah, you have no idea how thick those can be until you hear them in person every day.
But you never got used to it, though? Never picked up on it?
I don't think I worked on it long enough. I was only on it for a few months before I skipped land.
What happened?
I got into a fight with one of the guys.
Ah, so you got yourself fired then, huh?
I guess it was kind of a mutual thing.
That's what you say about all of your breakups. Where did you land? In the water?
Back in Orleans. On land.
Ah, I bet hitting Bourbon Street helped you out. Got you back in the saddle, huh?
No, Dad. I still felt all alone. The past close behind.
But come on, there's a million women in New Orleans for you to pick from. You couldn't find one?
Yeah, Dad, I saw a lot of women, but she never escaped my mind.
So where did you go?
Where do I always go? Back on the road. Back to the next place, the next job, the next woman.
You really were hell-bent on some self-destruction, weren't you?
I guess I was lost.
I hate to break it to you, son, but I think you still are.
But after New Orleans, it was a whole other level. I did some bad things, Dad.
Bad things? What kind of bad things?
Just bad things. For money. Things I felt that I had to do at the time.
Well, if you did, you did.
It's good to be back here with you. Back in my hometown, where I have roots. Maybe I'll grow some more. You know, meet a girl, start a family.
I think you need to learn a little bit more from your story first. I think you have a long way to go before you're out of these woods.
What do you mean?
I mean, that isn't your whole story, right? I mean, you didn't come from New Orleans straight to here, straight to me.
No, there was more.
Are you finally ready to talk about it, son? Are you finally ready to move on with your life?
I don't know. I'm going to need your support.
I'm here, son. I'm listening. I'm finally listening.
Well, it was a foggy Mississippi night, and the neon was glowing bright.